everybody, it's Brad at Select Roses. I wanted to do a quick walk through the nursery again. I did it once before. It's our opening sign, you'll see. And the roses are just starting to leaf out. If you come at this time of the year, you'll wander in down the driveway. You might see our rhodos starting to bloom. That's Grace Seabrook there. I started it from a cutting many years ago, just when I started gardening. All the plants have been planted by myself or a friend helping me. That little shed there my dad built a few years ago. He's in his late 70s. Our neighbor's there picking up some fertilizer from him. You'll see our tulips right now if you're here at this time of year, just starting to bloom. I love tulips. I'm crazy about them. I planted 3,500 last year. This is the quiet setting, a house that my father built. 1974, they bought the land. We lived in the basement at first. Couldn't afford to finish the top of the house. We had bed curtains to divide the bedrooms. 2 boys, 2 girls. There's some more tulips coming up there. We have roses planted all over the place, but other kind of plants. I love gardening, so everything is in the garden. It's just starting to wake up. This is my favorite time of the year as the garden wakes up. This is our entrance area. There'll be more tulips in pots. If you're a tulip fan, you'll want to come out over the next couple weeks as they're just starting, and the selection is great. Little mini daffodils. Those came from Grow and Gather, nursery owned by my good friend Renetta out in Pitt Meadows, Maple Ridge area. We have a few of our pots here still on sale. Those, by the way, are 30% below manufacturer retail price, and we'll take another 10% off if you happen to be needing a pot. This was our chicken coop at one time, our pump house, and a dog house. And to show you that we have the same problems everybody else does, look at this. These are my little pots of tulips, and a squirrel has been visiting them every night. So I am going to get a live animal, safe animal trap. We'll try and trap the squirrel and make him somebody else's problem. Otherwise, we will be using a bit of repellent on there to see if that works. Daffodils in bloom. This is our little sales office. Our anniversary, 25 years in business, was just a few years ago. We created a rose for that event. You can stroll through the nursery and pick out your roses, or we'll be happy to help you pick them out. They're just starting to leaf out right now. We have them set up in different areas. There's the barn we raised our 4-H animals in many years ago. More tulips blooming here. And then we come across the Employee of the Year. This is my friend Nancy Goodbrand. Hi Nancy.
Hello.
I'm showing everybody the nursery. And I see you're working near one of your favorite roses. This is called About Face. And why do you like that rose so much, Nancy? What can you tell us about it?
I came in here 13 years ago and asked you. I need a decent rose to plant up in my place in Cultus by my trailer.
Yes.
And you took me to About Face and said, here, this one is pretty good.
Huh, and you believed me.
I believed you.
Yes.
And I took it there, planted it. It's been there for just over 12 years now. It has never dropped a leaf.
Lucky number 13.
Yep.
There's going to be a story, everybody, we are going to tell you all in a few more videos, and there's a special number between Nancy and I, and 13 is our lucky number, and I will tell you I've known her for more than 13 years. But since I'm paying Nancy top dollars here, I'll let her continue out her work. Thanks, Nance. And we'll just tour the rest of the nursery. You'll walk down through our hybrid tea area, and you will see plants in pots everywhere. A nice David Austin rose. There's hardly a plant here that I haven't started from a cutting. I apprenticed at a nursery nearby many years ago at Clay's Nursery. Absolutely loved it. It's our breeding greenhouses where I'm in most of the time. We spend a tremendous amount of time doing the hybridizing. Mini roses were the start in the business. We'll open this greenhouse up in a couple weeks. You'll see our baby roses there. 5,000 of them started a year that we narrowed down over the years to maybe 5 that get released. We really love gardening, and everybody gives me their opinion when we're planting here. From my beautiful mother, tells me things that she likes. Leave some stuff natural, Brad. So we do. These boards were from the original animal pens that we raised our 4-H animals in, that Dad saved. Beautiful patch of delphiniums coming up. There's some gorgeous ramblers. These are going to be spectacular when they bloom. I love ramblers. This American pillar was started from a cutting from Millie, who lived next door, elderly woman, who got the original plant from her mother. And I believe it was the early 1900s. And I have 2 plants on the property. We have our David Austin area, more fragrant roses out the back here, our apple trees that have grown up over the years. This is a very pretty area at the nursery when it starts to bloom, and usually it's in bloom now, but another couple weeks. We've been busy with tree roses this year. We've sold out of most of our trees, but there is still a few left. We didn't get around to pruning the boxwood this year. Nancy and I are usually out here in late January, February doing the boxwoods, but we had a lot of snow on the ground, which was unusual for us at that time of the year. This is a maple that I absolutely love growing in a container. I'm going to pot it up this year. I bought it from my friend Renetta at Grow and Gather. She asked me the name the other day, and I'll show it to you here. This is Kinshi. It is a wonderful maple, and I told Renetta I need a very pretty lacy maple that I can grow for a number of years in a container, and she picked out a perfect plant for me. Thank you very much for that, Renetta. There's some more of our pretty bulbs. Here's a secret we do. After these bulbs bloom, we usually have this boxwood, of course, tidied up. Then we just take some roses in containers and we fill up this spot with roses in containers. It makes a wonderful display. I love moving roses in containers around. These oak barrels were given to us by a good friend of mine, Mr. McCarthy. And each one of them I plant each year with about 70 tulips in each one. And I change it up each year, compost them after that, and I go out and I buy some more tulips. So there's a quick little tour of how the nursery is looking now. I'll wait another week or so when these tulips open up, and I will run by a tour again. I'll try not to make it too long. They tell us that the attention span of people these days is not as long, and I can tell you that is very true, because my attention span seems to be falling all the time. That's Jetfire. I love that. Oh, there's Mom. Mom, say hello to the camera. There's my mama. What you doing there, Mom? Mom works in...
I gotta get some more soil.
You gotta get some more soil. She
Yeah.
has her shovel and her spoon. How
Oh,
old?
there's my
How old
car.
are you, Mom? Do you remember?
Huh?
How old did you turn this year? How old did you turn this year?
I'm not telling.
You're not telling. Okay.
No.
Mom has been working with me since we started 28 years ago, and this is her domain in that greenhouse. Mom looks after all the mini roses. When do you think the minis will be ready, Mom? Another week or so? When will you
yeah, there's a few buds on there.
We'll let people in about another week when it warms up.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mama. Thank you, everybody. There's Nancy doing some more garden cleanup, moving pots around. That's what we like to see. She keeps the nursery looking very sharp.